Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be knitting this beanie. And for me personally, I use two different sets of needles. I use one with a longer cable on it and one with a short cable on it. The size I use for regular beanies are, let's see, 17 inches roughly from point to point, and this is a US 8. I'm using a longer cable to switch towards the end when I'm doing the decreases to do magic loop. You'll need a pair of scissors, a whole handful of stitch markers, just to be on the safe side if you use stitch markers, and a darning needle to sew in your ends. So here is our beanie. It's a quick workup of a 1x1 ribbing for 2 inches. And then we start into the pattern. We do a little bit of a decrease and continue in the pattern. And then we work up to here and do our crown decrease. Let me show you the crown. So here's the crown decrease. And the reason I do it the way that I do it, where you are decreasing this way, you have a little bit of a design for the body of the beanie, but the top of the beanie is a quick decrease. I like doing things like this mainly for donation, because I can work up something that has a design, but yet not have to carry the design all the way to the top, and it makes for an easy, quick decrease. But at any rate, let's go ahead and get started and cast on a total of 80 stitches. How you cast on, up to you. Personally, I will be doing a long tail cast on, and also in the upper right hand corner or at the end of the video, I will add in the basic knitting series, which has videos for casting on many different ways and knitting, purling, slipping stitches, and passing stitches, yarn overs, things like that you will find in that playlist. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started by casting on 80 stitches. Once you have your 80 stitches, we are going to knit 1, purl 1 for approximately 1.5 inches to 2 inches. I'll be right back after I cast on and show you the knit 1, purl 1. All right, I have my 80 stitches cast on, and if you're curious about all the stitch markers, it's just how I cast on. I mark every 10 stitches. Just makes it easier for me to cast on and do multiple things at one time. All right, so I'm just going to knit the first stitch. We're going to knit 1, purl 1. Knit the first stitch, bring the yarn to the front, and purl the next stitch. And then repeat. And you're going to do that all the way around, and you're going to continue that round after round until you're approximately 1.5 inches to 2 inches, or whatever you so choose to have as the ribbing for your beanie. That's completely and entirely up to you as to how big you want it. But at any rate, I'm going to go ahead and work on my ribbing, and I'll meet back up with you when I am ready to start working up the body of the beanie and design. All right, so we have a setup round that we need to do first. And we're going to knit 2, 1, 2, and purl 1. And that is your repeat. Knit 2, purl 1. Knit 2, purl 1. And you're going to do that all the way around for your setup round. Once you have your setup round done, I'll meet back up with you, and we will begin rounds 1 through 4. All right, let's begin round one. Round one, we're going to start with purling the first 2 stitches. And now we're going to begin our repeat. Now, this is going to increase the amount of your stitches significantly. Then we're going to work round 2 and round 3 with that amount of stitches. And round 4 will decrease the amount of stitches back down to the original amount. So no worry, we are going to increase a lot. All right, so now we need to yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, yarn over and purl 2. All right. Yarn over, knit 1, we're repeating, yarn over, purl 2. This is your repeat all the way around. Yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, purl 2, 1 and 2. So repeat that all the way around for round 1, and I'll meet up with you for round 2. Round 2, we're going to begin with purl your first 2 stitches. Now you're going to begin your repeat. Your repeat is knit 3, purl 2. You're going to repeat that all the way around to the end of the round. Knit 3, purl 2. Go ahead and continue that to the end of the round. I'll meet up with you for round 3. For round 3, you're going to repeat what you did on round 2. We're going to begin with purl 2, knit 3, and then purl 2. You're going to repeat that, knit 3, and purl 2. Go ahead and continue that all the way around for round 3, and I'll meet back up with you for round 4, where we're going to be decreasing back to our original amount of stitches. All right, round 4, we're going to begin with purl 2, 1 and 2. Now we're going to begin our repeat. Our repeat is knit 3 together. So all 3 of those we're going to knit together, and then purl 2, 1 and 2. And then we're just going to repeat that again. Knit 3 together and purl 2. You're going to do that all the way around for round 4, and I'll meet back up with you. Our next round is going to be a knit it as you see it round, or do the stitch as you see it, with the exception of the first 2 and the last 2. The first 2 are purl stitches. The last 2 are purl stitches. We're going to purl 2 together for the first stitch, and then you're going to work every stitch as you see it until the last 2, and when you get to the last 2, you will purl those 2 together. So for this round, you're going to knit the knits and purl the purls. Knit the knits and purl the purls. Knit the knit and purl the purl. All right, I will meet up with you for our repeating rounds 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right, repeating round 1. is yarn over, knit 1. So yarn over, knit 1, and yarn over, purl 2. Yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, purl 2. And you're going to do that all the way to the end. Yarn over, knit 1, yarn over, purl 2. Round 2 is knit 3, purl 2. Knit 1, 2, 3, and purl 2. Then repeat. Continue that all the way around for round 2 and round 3. I'll meet up with you on round 4, and we will decrease the amount of stitches back to our count that we had at round 1. All right, round 4, we're going to knit 3 together. And then purl 2. Knit 3 together and purl 2. All right, you are going to repeat the last 4 rounds. Rounds 1, 2, and 3 are the same, and round 4, which I just showed you, is knit 3 together, purl 2. You're going to go ahead and repeat those 4 more times. Those 4 rounds, a total of 4 more times. I will meet up with you at that point. All right, once you've completed your repeats, we can now take a measurement of how tall it is total and see if you're happy with it. If you want it taller, you would, of course, repeat more. But let's see here. We're right at 6 inches, 6¼ inches from the bottom of the beanie to the top of the beanie, which at my point, I will be closing it up. If you want to make it taller and make it 7 inches, you would just continue on until you feel that the body of the beanie is to your liking. We are going to start our decreases. Our decreases will be pretty rapid because we're going to start with knitting 4 stitches and then knit 2 together. So it's going to happen pretty quickly on the decreases. So we're just going to knit 1, 2, 3, 4, and then knit 2 together. Now I'm going to place a stitch marker just to make it easier. I'm just going to start placing stitch markers as I go around because that's going to help me know that next time I just knit to 2 before my stitch marker and then I knit those 2 together. So that's why I do that, and I use quite a bit of stitch markers for this particular scenario. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then knit 2 together. And I'll place a stitch marker. And I'm just going to do this all the way around for my first decreasing round. Your decreasing rounds will be every other round. The opposite of that, so 1, 3, and so on, 1, 3, 5, those are going to be your decreasing rounds. 2, 4, 6, and so on is going to be knit all stitches. So you just knit all the way around. I'll put this down in the description box so that way you can take a gander at it and just verify that you are doing the right row or the right round as knit all stitches and the right round of decreasing. So once again, for your first decreasing round, you're going to knit 4, knit 2 together. Your very next round will be knit all stitches, and then I'll meet back up with you for the next decreasing round. Your next decreasing round will be knit 3, 1, 2, and 3, then knit 2 together. That is your repeat for the round. After you finish this decreasing round, you're going to knit your next round, and I'll meet back up with you. Your next decreasing round is knit 2 together. So we're just going to knit 1, 2, and then knit 2 together. And we're going to repeat that all the way around for this decreasing round. The next round, you're going to knit all stitches. Then I'll meet back up with you for the following decreasing round. On this round, I'm going to switch over to my longer cable so that way I can create a magic loop. This is our next decreasing round. And for this round, we're going to knit 1 and then knit 2 together. We'll change things up a little bit on the next decreasing round. So knit 1 and knit 2 together. And you're going to repeat that all the way around for this decreasing round. Then you're going to knit every stitch all the way around for your next round. And I'll meet back up with you for our next decreasing round where we kind of change things a little bit. All right, for this decreasing round, we're going to do it a little bit different. We're going to knit 10 stitches. So if you have your stitch markers, you're just going to slip them as you go. You should have 2 stitches in between each of your stitch markers at this point. We're going to slip over, knit over, should I say, 10 stitches. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We're going to knit 2 together. Then you're going to remove the stitch marker that comes next. And we're going to knit the next 2 together. There we go. And now we're going to knit all the way to the end of the round. That was the only decrease, was those 2 sections turned into 1, which I'm going to readjust my cable so that way both of those are on the same side, and I'll do that when I knit this round. So I'm going to knit all stitches for this next round. For this decreasing round, we are going to drop our stitch markers back off, and we're going to knit 2 together as our repeat. So we only had 2 stitches between each of the stitch markers. We're going to knit 2 together, drop the stitch marker. Knit 2 together, drop the stitch marker, and so on and so forth. We're going to do that all the way around for this round, and then we're going to knit all stitches for our very next round. All right, once you've done that, we're going to cut away from our yarn and leave a decent tail, you know, roughly 6, 7 inches, something like that. And we're going to do one final decrease by using our darning needle as our knitting needle. So I'm just gonna bring this up. And so I've laced up my darning needle, and I'm just gonna go in and act as if I'm knitting and knit two together by pulling that darning needle through those two stitches and sliding them off together. I'm going to do that 3 times on this needle and then 3 times on the other. Total of 12 stitches, going down to 6 stitches when you take them off the needle that way. And then I'll just sew up the top and sew in my ends. And she'll be done. Just had to loosen that stitch up a little bit. Pop off. Pop off. And here we go. Off. Now that we're off our needles, I just kind of open it up so that way I can see that top opening there and feed my needle down through it and turn it inside out so that way I can sew up the top, cinch it closed, and weave in my tail here. With the 1x1 ribbing, it makes it real simple to quickly hurry up and get your ribbing done. Work up the design of the pattern and then do a quick decrease. That makes it a little bit easier for working up beanies pretty fast when you do things for donation like myself. I enjoy working up quick patterns, has a little bit of a design to it and maybe some texture and stuff, but for the most part, it's fairly easy, quick to work up, and I can get those donations done rather fast. All right, everyone, I hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. Be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.